What's good, people? Agent Juice once again reporting for duty on a uncomfortably warm LA day. Today's video is going to be about my love of music. So I thought it would be nice and appropriate to show you guys the Capitol Records building in the background. Again, I want to apologize for any audio nonsense because, again, we're on an open street. And I'm sorry I don't have any insider information on the building itself. I mean, all I know is that the pointy thing at the top is where Will Smith impaled that SUV in Hancock, and that amuses me. So anyway, just a brief history of my love of music is that I've been playing music all my life, and, you know, much like drawing. But unlike drawing, I was actually, you know, into some serious stuff in music pretty much as soon as, I would say, middle school. I learned how to play the piano. Eventually I learned how to play guitar, and then I got into singing eventually in high school with the choir. And so in middle school and through high school, I was able to get into a jazz band. And every jazz band I was in, I mean, we were on fire. You know, we would go to these jazz competitions and always get these Superior One ratings. It was beautiful. You know, as soon as I got out of high school and college, I was in a power metal band. And we actually were a professional band. We got paid to play. I mean, we weren't famous or we weren't rich, none of that. But, you know, after the power metal band, I was in a folk band, and we didn't really get paid, but we got to play conventions, which was nice. And then I left it all behind to move out here in LA to pursue the Hollywood dream. Yeah, ain't that something? You know, when I played music, I learned very quickly that I was really, and I still am, really good at playing stuff by ear. But I was a terrible sight reader. Just absolutely terrible. I mean, I know how to read, you know, the staff, you know, EGBDF on treble clef, GBDFA on bass clef. The spaces on the treble are FACE, the spaces on the bass are ACEG. You got middle C and the little hanging lower no man's land. So I know all that, and for those of you who don't know about music, that might have sounded like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, so sorry about that. But people who know music, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, because I was such a bad sight reader, I would pretty much all the songs I learned, I would have to muscle through learning the notes, you know, and it was like pulling teeth. But once I knew what the song sounded like, I could pretty much get away with just by, you know, playing the rest by ear and from memory. And that kind of made me lazy in all of my performances. Well, definitely in like the high school stuff with the jazz bands and whatnot, because I would just kind of play what sounded right. And the reason why we were able to kill it still is because I was able to keep up with the cohesive unit of the band. And we had like a few star players that could just blow everybody out the water with their insane solos. Like, you know, we had a drummer who was just like, you know, phenomenal. We eventually had a sax player who was amazing. So you could think of it as me riding their coattails. Oh, by the way, for any of you who are in my old jazz band who are watching this video, yeah, that's the rubs. I don't blame you if you resented me for my laziness, but hey, we still got the Superior One ratings. It's not like I ever dragged us down, right? Anyway, but to kind of tie it into the previous video I was talking about, when I was talking about my love of drawing and how I want to keep it a hobby, with music, it's a little, I can do it a little more than a hobby. Like, I love the performance aspect of it. Like, I could still kind of see myself as a rock star, but to really hustle on it and grind the way I do the storycraft, I don't really see myself doing it that way. So I think I'm happy keeping it as kind of the hobby or the semi-hobby that it is. Kind of like, you know, like my drawing is I would consider a semi-hobby because it's that stepping stone of what I really want to do. And so, you know, with kind of to clarify what I'm talking about here is, you know, I compose music, not very often, but I compose music. I enjoy doing that. That kind of goes into the whole creativity aspect. But I definitely want to have music be a big part of my works. You know, whatever TV shows or movies I want to make. To give you a good example, the animated TV show that I'm making is going to be, it has aspects of like a faux musical. Like, it's kind of supposed to poke fun at those cartoons that have musical numbers in them. And so I want to write the musical numbers for those. And so that's how music will kind of serve my overall Hollywood goal. And I think, it's going to work just as that stepping stone semi-hobby thing. And that being said, once again, this is not at all a knock at people, obviously, who do this stuff for a living, and for people who do grind at music and who can't just skirt by like I did just by, being able to, play by ear well. Again, for those people who really grind for it, you're amazing. I'm glad that you bring good music into this world. I hope I'm not too much of an insult to the name of music because of how I was a little lazy about it. But yeah, I really do love music, and I think that because I'm going to keep it kind of like as a secondary thing to the grind that is my Storycraft, I can continue to enjoy it kind of free of the shackles of stress. And I think that's a good place to be for me. Anyway, I want to go ahead and wrap this up for now. So, you people know the drill. All the little things below, click them all, the subscribes, the likes, the bells. Once again, I'll provide the link to my intro video, which has the Teespring shop in it. So, help yourself to a nice fun little t-shirt and all that. And I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys stick around. Let me know what you think about this I Love series. Is it interesting? Do you like seeing these things in the background? Does it bore the piss out of you? Would you rather see me do other things? Let me know. And until then, deuces.